quarters this season, with the Bulldogs the victors on both occasions. In each match, though, Footscray gave their opponents a handsome start before winning through, tasting success by 26 points in round 2 and by 25 points in a first-round clash of the Foster's Cup. In that competition, though, during the week, the Bulldogs were anything but impressive in going down to Fitzroy. This afternoon, however, was to be North Melbourne's big test. They hadn't lost since their defeat by Geelong in round 5, and they were without Glendinning and Hodgman. Our replay tonight begins with some of the highlights of the first quarter. With me in the commentary box is Lou Richards. Before the match, of course, getting underway, applause even for an umpire. Ian Robinson, game number 300. Inaccurate kicking was the order of the day early, and it wasn't until the 11-minute mark of the quarter that a free downfield gave an easy goal to Simon Beasley, resulting in a 3-point lead to the Dogs.
Footscray trailed by 3 points at the moment. First goal of the match coming up at the 11.5-minute mark to the Footscray full forward.
17 minutes in, and some very determined play by Brian Royal, and Footscray went to a 7-point lead.
They all fall down there, including Beasley. The Royal can't pick it up. Royal goes in after it again. A quick snapshot for goal. This could be good, and it will be a goal. Yes, a goal. Well played by Royal, the best player on the ground so far.
Royal in the action again a minute later, and Footscray went 13 points ahead.
Takes the mark in front of Passmore. The hand passes on to Hawkins, who always gets a bundle of kicks in any game. Hawkins down towards full forward. Out comes Beasley. Royal's there again. Beautiful sidestep. Can he make it 2? Fires and shoots. It's not bad. It's there. 2 goals to Royal.
At the other end, North had kicked 8 straight behinds before registering a goal at the 21-minute mark.
The Hulk. This could be dangerous. This could be their first goal. He's gone for a short pass and marked only about 10 metres out from goal by Footscray. They badly knew this one. This is Phil Cracker. And there's no doubt about that one. It's a goal.
And a snapshot by Jonas at the 23-minute mark brought the Roos to within a point.
Looks good. As the ball picked up again by Royal.
27 minutes in, Beasley takes a mark in front of goal.
Beasley, he's got the chance. He's got it. Good mark. Positioned himself beautifully. Passed on the scene a little bit too late. Lines them up. And that'll be goal number 2. And Footscray move on to 4 goals, 327 to North Melbourne, 2 goals, 820.
7 points the difference at quarter time. We rejoin the match now early in the second quarter, 4 minutes in to be precise, and the difference is 7 points still in favour of Footscray.
Purser jockeying for front position against Lyle. What a battle they're having at the moment. Lyle won that one. Schimmelbusch, long hand pass, picked up by German. Boot to ball quickly. German's kick. Oh, Hardy, great attempt to mark. Could have almost been paid. Jonas grabbed, seemingly when not in possession. Hardy's long hand pass taken by Wallace. Wallace clears for Footscray. It's up to the centre wing position. The flyer was Edmund. Rebounds to Lyle. Tries to keep it in play. It's close, not close enough. Out of bounds. Free kick. Foster the recipient. Wallace can't take the mark. Bahaja fires out the hand pass to Brian Cordy. To half forward. Bandit. Law. All caught. Just took a little bit too long to find somebody to shoot the hand pass out to.
Good tackle by Bandit, just the same, Pete.
It was a good tackle. Bandit short pass is a gem. Poor defence from North Melbourne. And the mark is taken by the Footscray skipper, Jimmy Edmund, about 35 metres from goal.
Well, he was the player that had to mind Edmund, but unfortunately he was the one that was tackled and couldn't get back into position. But the other defender should have picked Edmund up.
So Jim Edmund, a chance to bring up Footscray's 5th goal and his first. Looks okay. 5 goals to Footscray. That came up at the 5.5-minute mark of the second quarter. 7's big league scoreboard. The Bulldogs 5-3, leading North Melbourne 2-8. Yes, poor defence by North Melbourne nonetheless, Lou. You mentioned
Law had no hope of getting back because he was down on the ground. Of course, the other North Melbourne defenders should have made sure he was covered. That's what they call teamwork.
Not evident there. We approach the 6-minute mark of the second quarter. 13 points the difference in favour of Footscray, who've made the most of their opportunities up forward. We can't say the same about North. The scoreline of 2-8 speaks for itself. Lyle and Purser. Purser won that one. As I said, the 2 number 1s are having a great duel. German's kick doesn't travel very far. He was offloaded, of course, down towards half forward. Good dive there by Kennedy. Foster. His kick is a short one, just over the centre square rim. A great mark taken by McPherson, who decides to play on, gets it to Daniels. Daniels left half forward flank, goes goalwards, a long shot up to the 10-metre square. Beasley and McCann. Beasley! Oh, great mark.
He's a great mark when he positions himself right, Pete. He never takes his eyes off the ball. He gave McCann a little nudge, but it was quite legit. No worries about it.
I wonder if Brian Taylor had been there, would the result be the same though?
I'm not making any comment.
Simon Beasley has two, one from a mark, one from a free kick. He should make it three from there. 3 goals to Simon Beasley, and Footscray off to a great start in the second quarter, 6-3-39 to 2-8-20 at VFL Park.
And we're just over the 7-minute mark, so North Melbourne dominating this second quarter. Now you watch Beasley with the ball. Great mark taken there by McPherson. Gives a hand pass, a good one over to Daniels, who's been a fine player also. Here you watch Beasley position himself, just gave him a nudge, enough to put him off balance. Eyes on the ball all the time. That's the feature of his play, and a great mark there to kick a goal.
Goal kickers for Footscray, 3 to Beasley, 2 to Royal and 1 to Edmund. For North Melbourne, 1 to Phil Cracker and 1 to Jonas. We're approaching the 8-minute mark now of the second quarter. It's 19 points the difference.
19 points the difference. The centre bounce. Lyle against Purser. Knocked out by Purser. Fumble going on by North. They're picked up by Passmore. He goes out wide. Didn't get any distance. This has given Wallace a chance. He took full advantage. That a long hand pass down to Royal.
Oh.
He ran into a brick wall when he met Harrington that time. It come back to Bahajar. Had a go at the slipper that time. Wasn't successful. The ball driven out wide, and it's out of bounds on the full. Well, that's what you got to do when it's on the ground. Sink the slipper in because he had no hope of picking it up. Well, kicked out there by Wallace. Back there towards the halfway. Put it out of bounds. What a shocking kick. Free kick to go to Harrington. North Melbourne trailing by 19 points. And they badly need a goal here because it's gradually slipping away from this game. Harrington drives the ball back out there towards the wing position. Purser couldn't hold that one. Cracker ran into trouble there. So did Ramsey. Gave the wrong hand pass over to Wallace. He's been a pretty dominating player too. There's Bandit with a mark. Got away from Greg for about the second time for the match. So he's out there right on the boundary line, about 40 metres out from goal. Decides to have a long shot at the goals. And this is a pretty good kick, but it's off target and through for 1 point. So the difference now 20 points. 6 goals, 4-40 Footscray to North Melbourne. 2 goals, 8-20 into this second quarter by just over 9 minutes. A short pass to Passmore. Passmore goes out wide. They're not making much distance. North Melbourne a mark here to Jonas, who's out there at half back, and he plays at the half forward position. So that's how hungry he is for a kick. Ball punched away by Foster, doing a pretty good job on Ryan. Royal again gets away from Demetrio on the boundary line. Beats Passmore. Hand pass coming over now to Brian Cordy. Brian Cordy's kick is over the half forward line. The back is Greg. Pushes it down, but it's grabbed here by Edmund. It could be a goal. It is a beauty. 2 goals to Edmund. And of course, Footscray move on to 7 goals, 4-46 to North Melbourne. 2 goals, 8-20.
During the latter part of the second quarter, we had a very heavy shower of rain at VFL Park, but despite that, Footscray were able to increase their lead from 7 points at quarter time to 26 points at half time. We rejoin the match now at the start of the third quarter, Footscray with a handy lead.
Let's hope we have fine weather for the remainder of the day. Sevens big league from VFL Park, 26 points the difference as we begin the third term. Footscray leading 8-8 to 3-12. North Melbourne kicking 8 points before they got their first goal, and that was at the 24-minute mark of the opening term. Down goes Royal. He got a very nasty knock in the nose earlier in the game.
Royal and Cracker having a bit of a box on there. Malin separating. I wonder why Malin went off the ground.
I don't know, because he kept Jimmy Cracker almost kickless in the first quarter, didn't he?
Couldn't work that out.
Purser. Demetriou. He fumbles. Nevertheless gets the ball out. It's out towards the centre wing. Wallace likewise fumbled. Well, Greg got a nice old one in the back from McPherson. And he'll take the free kick from umpire Carey. Keith Gregg on centre wing. In front was Neil Cordy. Malin. More hand passes to no one. Over the top, Demetriou. Larkin. Getting grabbed with the ball is German.
Too high, Pete.
A bit lucky. German will take the free kick at the left half forward flank. Knocked away by Purser twice. And free kick to North Melbourne.
Well, they've made a couple of positional changes. McCann now playing down on the forward line.
Ended a long sleeve jumper.
And we've got it full back. We'll pick him up now. I think, let me see. Passmore's at full back on Beasley. Well, that free kick was there all the way. Of course, North Melbourne needs someone to kick goals for them, Pete.
They've only got 3 so far. That could almost be their 4th, is it? Is it close enough? No. One behind, kicked by Steve McCann. Donald McDonald was the main offender. I think he's got 3 points so far. And Brad Hardy will bring the ball back into play. We're just on the 2-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. It's 25 points the difference in favour of the Bulldogs.
And the ball out there to Hawkins. Holt's there with him too. Holt goes down. Still got the ball under control. Hawkins goes for a hand pass. The umpire said, no, I'll ball it up. So there'll be a ball up out there on the half-forward line about 75 metres out from the North Melbourne goal. They're trailing by 25 points. Played pretty well, North, but bad kicking in that first quarter. They kicked 8 straight behind before they scored a goal. Jimmy Cracker gets it over to McDonald. His kicker's a wild one and a chance here. Oh, he dropped that, Mark Foster. Kicked off the ground by Neil Cordy. Back it goes here again to McDonald. McDonald hooks the ball high back over the half-forward line. McCann in the front posse, and he's got the mark. Well, McCann's had 2 chances to score goals from the start of this quarter. We've only been going just over 2 minutes. He missed an easy one before. And that's been the trait of North Melbourne's kicking all day here so far. They've got to get a goal here to put themselves in the game. Here it is by McCann. Will it come around enough? I think it may be a goal. It is. And a handy one. So it's 4 goals, 13-37 North Melbourne. The Footscray 8 goals, 8-56. Well, that's a difference of what, of 19 points. There's the kick by McCann. A good shot. Looked as though it was going away from the goals, but curved nicely and through for a very handy goal. Of course, he's playing at full forward after spending the first half at full back. Into the quarter by just over 3.5 minutes. 19 points the difference. North Melbourne back in the ball game. Knocked out by Purser. Comes down to Daniels. He's grabbed, couldn't get clear. The umpire said he had no hope that time, and the ball up at centre field. Footscray's little men certainly dominated the game the first half. Knocked out by Lyle. Over to Schimmelbusch. A hurried kick back. It'll be a mark here to McDonald. A hand pass coming over to Demetrio. That was Ryan, I should say. Back to German. A short pass, and McCann's got a chance for his 2nd goal. This could be a winning move for North Melbourne. He's only about 35 metres out from goal, directly in front. There's the pass. Good pass by German. Now McCann, realising the seriousness of this kick. Oh, that is a good one. It's a goal, so it's only 13 points the difference, and we have a real ball game on our hands.
Great led by 7 points at 3-quarter time. We rejoin the match now midway through the final quarter, and the Bulldogs had increased their lead to 14 points. At the end, though, there was only a kick in it.
Over the head of the pack, Maguire on the ground now. Kicks the ball wide out there, looking for Phil Cracker. Phil Cracker and Zatzaras go after. Down goes Cracker. Zatzaras got him twice, and he'll get the free kick. Umpire will call this back for sure. Could be a 15-metre penalty, but I don't think Zatzaras heard the whistle. So Phil Cracker with the ball out there on that half-forward flank, a good distance out from goal.
They're taking Kennedy straight off, not worrying about going through the interchange lane, so he can't come back.
The kick is up there at the goal square. The pack fly. It's off the top of the pack. Is it a goal? No, it was touched. He kicked it over the line too, I think. Crocker claiming that one, but the difference now 13 points. North Melbourne yet to score a goal in this quarter. And
here it is again, Lou.
Let's watch it again. Well, it might have been touched off the pack, and it's over the line. Oh, I don't know. It was pretty close. It could have been a goal, that. So the ball back into play again. It's finally forced out of bounds about 50 metres around from the North Melbourne goal. They're trailing by 13 points, and we're just on the, we are on the 17-minute mark. This is a tip-top game.
Yes, low scoring, but it's got everything. Jimmy Cracker has his kick smothered. Now he's got a second chance. Cracker. Which way? Every which way. Finally gets his kick in. Sewell in front. Larkin again. What a ripper game he's playing. As I said, over 30 possessions. He can kick a goal from there. Shoots. Close. Not bad.
Magnificent play, Peter.
Great
magnificent
goal.
Play.
Well, he's just about BOG now. Larkin, 33 possessions. 7:21:63 to 10:10:70. 7 points in it at VFL Park.
Well, you watch Larkin now. He's got to go and spoil the pack, which he does. His recovery is magnificent. He scoots around the pack, and he shows a lot of pace and a beautiful left foot snap to kick a goal. That's magnificent play. It's football at its best.
Larkin's first goal, and what a gem it was. Sevens big league at the 18-minute mark of the final term. Only 7 points the difference now in favour of Footscray. The Bulldogs have led all day. Can North Melbourne steal the game from them? The ball paddled out past Maguire. Socket off the ground. The umpire has given a free kick. It's going to North Melbourne.
On the neck that time.
Now let's see who's going to take it.
Ryan, I think, Pete.
Ryan at centre field.
Oh, go for the kick. Oh, golly, they're funny, these big guys, aren't they?
Speaker one rover. Up to half forward. German. Wobbles the punt kick off the side of the boot. And the mark down there for Footscray is taken by Brian Cordy in front of Phil Cracker. Cordy in the left back pocket. 7 points the difference. Plenty of time for either side to sew up the match. Or his brother nearly made a meal of that one, Neil. And he's not too much further upfield. Neil Cordy, short of the half-back line. That doesn't travel much distance either, only about 25 to 30 metres, that kick. Daniels, left half-back flank, finally gets boot to ball. It's very close to the boundary line. Edmund, looking for a hand pass, finds Daniels. He's close to the boundary line, gets offloaded by Greg. Schimmelbusch is there for North Melbourne. Good shepherd by McCann. Shimmer cops one a little bit too high. Lobs the kick back towards the centre wing position. A big pack of players set themselves. It's out of bounds, right in the middle of the interchange area. 19 and a half minutes gone in this thriller from VFL Park. North Melbourne 7-21. Remember, they kicked 8 points before they got their first goal. Close to time on in the first term. Knockdown picked up by Cracker. Gets offloaded. Will Jimmy get his kick now? He's gone for a hand pass ultimately. It's the German. German's kick is high down towards the full forward position, and standing his ground is Satsaris. Satsaris just up from the full back position. Certainly not one of the veterans in the Footscray side, but he has done well in the matches I've seen him play. Good kick to half-back. At the back is Purser. Picked up by Foster. Foster lobs the kick high, still inside the centre square. Almost a mark. Could have been a free kick to Footscray, actually, for holding the man, and it is. It will be taken by Sewell. Sewell's gone for a pass out to Brian Royal. He's had over 30 possessions as well. Royal looking for Bandit. He's got him.
Paying it, Pete.
He's got to pay that. There's Bandit. Has had a fairly quiet day. Only 8 kicks. He was well held by Keith Gregg, and I don't think you can argue with that. Bandit, 45 metres out from goal. He's hooked that. It might be a point. No, it's out of bounds on the full, and it will be a free kick to North Melbourne in the back pocket.
7 points the difference, just over the 20-minute mark of this last quarter, so North Melbourne have still got plenty of time. McCann to take the ball from that full-back position. Kicks the ball to half-back, falls a bit short. Ryan in front, couldn't hold the mark, still won't give in. Tries to get a hand pass, it's Bahajar, he's grabbed. The ball picked off Bahajar by Ramsey. Oh, juggled well that time by German. A hand pass to Schimmelbusch. It goes there to Larkin, the best player on the ground, in plenty of trouble. Back to Demetrio. But the umpire's calling play on as he gets shrugs Daniels clear. And it's a kick over the half-forward line. Down there towards Crocker, but Michael Ford too strong. So it's Michael Ford with the ball there at half-back. 7 points the difference. Still anybody's game. All kicked out there towards the wing position. Nearly a mark that time to Foster coming in as Ryan. Shows a bit of dash. He's grabbed, gets a hand pass back. It ricochets off the pack that time. Going in hard was Schimmelbusch, knocked the Foster over. Purser with a perfect hand pass to Bahajar. The ball is centre half forward. Punched away by Harrington. Scanning out beautifully is Wallace. They go deep into attack. This could be a go for Beasley. Overruns the ball. He and Passmore go down. It's picked up here now by Steve McPherson. He's grabbed that time by Passmore again. It'll be dropping the ball. Well tackled that time by Passmore. A bit of a wrestle going on out there now between Passmore and Stephen McPherson. But Passmore really persisted that time to get us. Still 7 points the difference into this quarter by 22 minutes. So North Melbourne need a goal quickly.
Won't be a long quarter, Luke.
Certainly won't be, Pete. Hawkins in front, and McCann takes the mark. So this will suit Footscray. They're holding play up. Back there toward Royal and Ramsey. Good play by Royal. Outmanoeuvred Ramsey completely to take that mark out there at half forward, about 45 metres out from goal. 7 points the difference. 22 and a half minutes gone. Well, Footscray could only score 1 goal in the third quarter, but Footscray have bounced back. A beaut pass out there, but I don't think that Bahajar's in any better position. He's right on the boundary line. Actually, it's a bigger angle, or more acute angle than the one that we saw Royal had. But the ball goes over here now to Hart. He's got the mark, and he's in a better position about 35 metres out. This fella can bob up anywhere. He's playing in the back pocket. He's been a pretty good player today.
Just about their best, would you reckon?
Well, I don't know, Pete. He's been around the ground a bit, and he's had quite a few possessions. This is his 8th kick for the quarter, so he's really started here under pressure. And this could be a goal. 1 point, so it's 8 points the difference as we approach the 23.5-minute mark. It's North Melbourne 7-21-63 to Footscray, 10 goals, 11-71, with the ball back into play and a mark taken there by German down there in the back pocket for North Melbourne.
Well, an accurate kicking could lose it for them, and I notice at the MCG Hawthorn have 29 behinds to their credit, so bad kicking could lose them that match as well as it comes out towards the centre wing position now. It's a real scrimmage. It will be a ball up on the centre wing position. 23 3/4 minutes gone. Won't be a long term. Not many goals have been kicked. In front, Purser gets it down. Picked up by Bahajar, giving him an armchair ride likewise. A real juggle, a play on call. Picked up by Larkin, just about best on the ground for North Melbourne. He's flung the ball likewise. Footscray fans looking for throwing the ball. Not so, says umpire Carey, and we'll see a ball up still almost on the centre wing position. McCann doing the ruck work against Purser. Purser gets it at the second touch, down to Bahajar again. Bahajar's kick is short, down to the half-forward line. Out comes Passmore from full-back in front of Beasley, out to Law. Law with a long-hand pass. Phil Cracker at half-back. He's gone for a pass out towards the left half-back flank. Ramsey around Passmore and Beasley, steadies and goes long. Jonas. Hardy. As I said, Brad Hardy is everywhere. And has had 8 kicks so far for the quarter. Not a bad effort. If he is playing in the back pocket, he spent very little time there. Knocked away by Purser, not very far. The hand pass comes out to Demetriou, who fires out another one to Cracker. Here's a chance for North Melbourne. A long shot at goal. Looks pretty good, and that's there. It's a goal. It's a thriller. Jimmy Cracker putting through his first goal for the afternoon. 8:21-69. Footscray 10-11-71.
Into this quarter by just over 25 minutes. Good play on the part of Demetriou this time. The ball comes out. He was in a bit of trouble. Nearly lost it, but a beautiful hand pass to Cracker. And there's no doubt about the result. 2 points the difference as we approach the 25.5-minute mark. I'd say about 3 minutes to go, Pete.
At the most. And have North Melbourne figured in some close ones this year?
Certainly have. Can they lift their game to win this one? Footscray's been in front all day. Here we go. Knocked out by McCann. The ball back there towards Daniels. He's grabbed. Gets a kick off the ground. But the umpire said he was grabbed when he didn't have the ball. They're still in front by 2 points.
Into the time-on period.
Into the time-on period by about just on 1 minute. So I reckon this quarter would go 28-29 minutes. So we've got about 3 minutes to go. And Footscray in front by 2 points. The ball back into play again. Out there towards that half-forward line for the Bulldogs. No one can take the mark. Going after it now is Sewell. The kick is a short one. Grabbed here by Bamber. He's clear, looking for a lead from Beasley. Beasley's got under this one. The ball. Edmonds high as a go for a goal. But he's kicked it off the side of his boot. Bahajar's got a chance. He's marked it. He's dead in front, only about 25 metres out. And this could be the death knell for North Melbourne. He's got the big chance to score this one. He's only about 20 metres out. There's the kick. Was off the side of the boot, actually.
Good pass.
Well, it is a good pass now. And, of course, he'll be scouting about that if Bahajar kicks this goal. This will put him 8 points in front. There it is on its way. And it's a goal. That just about clinched it for Footscray. 8 goals, 11-29. 21 behind North Melbourne, 69 points to Footscray, 11-11-77.
Well, North getting to within 2 points in the time-on period of the final turn. Let's look at that again, and you'll see number 20, Jimmy Edmund, right off the side of the boot. The man there next to him actually gets out to take the mark. Eyes at it all the time, didn't flinch, and Bahajar dragged it down and was able to put it through for a goal.
8 points the difference at the 27-minute mark, so I think time's run out for North Melbourne. I reckon another 2 minutes to go. Centre bounce, McCann against Big Purser, who hasn't been off the ball all day. Knocked out by Purser. Back to Bahajar. To kick that last goal. It's back over the half-forward line. There's a mark to Royal. As you know, he said play on. Picked up by Passmore. And North Melbourne take the ball away from the danger zone. But have they got enough time to win this game? I don't think so, Pete.
Need 2 goals. Larkin or Cracker Got it. Left half forward, Phil Cracker. Really, I'll tell you what, if you're a North Melbourne supporter, you wouldn't want to have a faint heart. They've figured in some sensational finishes, including, of course, the draw on the Queen's birthday Monday.
Great mark by young Crocker. Only a new player this year.
Plenty of pressure on him here to once again make the difference a couple of points. Fires. It looks okay. It's a goal.
Oh, Peter.
Once again, the difference is a couple of points at VFL Park. Crocker putting through his first goal. Footscray 11-11-77. North Melbourne 9-21-75.
And we're just over the 28-minute mark. We watched that mark by Crocker. Only a young player playing, I think, about his third game. And this is the fine mark by the young fella down there in the forward pocket. A confident goal. Oh, golly, can they get up or can they hang on?
2 points the difference. Sevens big league from VFL Park at our match of the day. Footscray have led all day. Are North Melbourne going to steal the match from them? Seconds to go in the match. It's knocked down into North Melbourne's attacking zone. Here's a chance for Jimmy Cracker again. Cracker hooks it high towards the forward pocket, and coming out to take the safe mark is Satsaris. He'll steady things down. 29 minutes have gone. Not long left in the match. Satsaris' kick back towards the centre wing position. Big person late on the scene. Harrington. Mark or free kick to Footscray. Siren due to go any tick of the clock, I'd reckon. There it is. It's a 2-point victory to Footscray. They've led all day. And the final scores here at VFL Park. Footscray 11-11-77, defeating North Melbourne 9-21-75. And North Melbourne's fantastic winning streak ends.
You're watching Season.
And there you can see the quarter-by-quarter scores. Footscray leading by 7 points at three-quarter time, but winning the match by only 2. We checked the stats from the park today, and most of them fairly close. North Melbourne on top in the frees, the handballs, the hit-outs and the shots at goal. In goals for Footscray, Simon Beasley finished up with 5 and Jimmy Edmund got 3. And for North Melbourne, their goal kickers, McCann 2 and Schimmelbusch 2, they were their main contributors. In the Footscray rooms after the match, I spoke to Brad Hardy and Mickey Malthouse. Mick, 3 wins against North Melbourne this year. Have you got the wood on them?
No, I haven't really thought about it in that way. I think it's just each game as it comes. We were just fortunate today to finish in front when the siren blew. We were 2 points in front. So I haven't really sat down to analyse whether we've got the wood on. I don't think so. I think it's just the way it's panned out.
You kept the players behind doors for quite some time after the match. Were you disappointed the way they finished?
Oh no, I wasn't disappointed the way they finished. I was pleased that we got the 4 points. I just think there was a lot of errors made today that we've got to have a look at, and certainly contributed to the fact that we let North Melbourne back in after we had a pretty good lead at half time. But full credit to North Melbourne the way they fight back, or the way they fought back, and they've been doing it all the time. So I anticipated a pretty torrid third and last quarter.
Forgetting the fact you had a few players out on Tuesday night, how did you bring the players back after that debacle in the night series?
Well, it wasn't flash on Tuesday night, and I think everyone felt that they had to make amends some way. And just, a comment by Rick Kennedy before the game, he said, look, it doesn't matter who goes out there, it's a club that lost on Tuesday night, we're going to make amends for it. So it wasn't difficult to get them up for the game.
As was the case against Carlton last week, former West Australian Brad Hardy once again starred in defence.
Yeah, we've given a bit of a start the last 2 times, 6 and 7 goals. But today we weren't letting them have that, and I think that made the difference of the day. We set the pattern, had a bit of a lapse in the third quarter where they got back into the game, but like a good side, we just kicked on in the last.
Well, Footscray had the better.